Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome to our College Football 25 Online Dynasty. We will be taking over the Rice Owls and trying to build them from the bottom to the top. We're making a custom coach in this league. If you get the joke of the name, you get the joke of the name. I didn't put too much thought behind it because there doesn't need to be much. You guys see our alma mater is Notre Dame. Our pipeline is East Texas. We are taking over a team in Houston, so it helps to have a pipeline within the area as we check out the Rice Owls history. And, it's not too great, but they played a couple of bowl games. They played in the Hawaii Bowl. They played in the Conference USA Championship game about 10 years ago. And as of late, they haven't been too good. So we are here to try to change the culture as you guys check out some of our rosters. So to give you guys some insight on what this league is and what it's about, we are in a 32-man online dynasty here for CFB25. We're going hard. Try to go hard or go home, and we're going to go hard in this online league. So yeah, 32 users, and it's pretty much the base of players that we play with in the Premier Madden League from our Madden online CFM. So it's going to be a lot of those quality of players, and it's a great sim experience. So we're going to bring that to college football now, and everybody is going to be taking over one-star teams. That is the way the league is set up, and the conferences actually got realigned. So in real life, I believe the Rice Owls are part of the AAC or ACC, whichever conference that is. But in this online dynasty, we are going to be part of the Mountain West. And the Mountain West is going to have 12 teams, 2 divisions of 6 teams each. We will be in Division 2. And, some of our rivals will include the Sam Houston squad that we're going to be playing in week 1, which we'll get to eventually. But first things first, we got to look at our roster. We got to set our depth chart. We got to figure out who's even on this team, who's our seniors, who's our young guys that should be getting playing time over the seniors that I don't really care about because I just inherited this squad and I have no attachment to the players. And, of course, we'll have to check out recruiting, which will be a huge part of this online dynasty. So part of the catch of this dynasty that we're in is that we make a custom coach, we join a one-star team, but really the journey is as much as what we do as a coach as it is what we do with the college. And when I say that, I mean that we are not married to the Rice Owls. This is not going to be solely a Rice Owl rebuild if we don't want it to be. We can jump ship and we can go elsewhere, which is something that intrigues me a little bit because everybody's in these one-star conferences and we're all kind of packed together with a bunch of not so great teams. So I'm thinking, what if we do well with the Rice Owls in our first year and perhaps join a team that is at the bottom of a packed conference or packed division, whatever it may be. Like, even if it's the SEC and we joined the worst team in the SEC and we got to play Bama and all of them, I mean, that would be crazy as well. So there are a lot of different paths for us to take, but that's down the road. That is after a year's time potentially, and that's if we even do well, because who knows what we have in store? I certainly don't. I am as new to college football as it gets, all right? I have never played an online dynasty before. My experience in playing college football games is playing about 10 online games of NCAA 14 before I turned the game off and said I'm ready for the new Madden because I don't really pay attention to college football. This is going to be a brand new experience for me, and look, I'm going to mess up. That is going to be part of the charm of this series, I suppose. So if you want to see someone try hard recruiting and know all the top methods and all that and know every little backbone about college football, I promise you I'm not that guy. But if you want to have some fun and maybe learn some college football on the fly with me, or watch me learn this game on the fly and make some crazy mistakes in the process and experience the highs and lows of college football, then this will be the series for you, all right? Because I am fully committed, 2 hands in. I am ready to get my hands dirty, but I just don't know what I'm doing with my hands. That's the problem. I might actually be using my hands and smacking myself in the face in this series. I have no idea, but like I said, we are signed up and we are ready to ball. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So yeah, man, I am in recruiting and clearly have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just offering people scholarships and sending the house. That is my strategy, because I feel like as the Rice Owls, we have no pull. All right, like I'm not gonna DM guys and be like, yo, join the Rice Owls, I promise. Right, so we have a bunch of 3-star recruits out here. I also do not know if this is the move at all. Like I said, man, I'm going into this blind, and I'm doing this on purpose, right? I easily could have test ran some dynasty modes offline and figured out myself what may work or what may not work for recruiting, but I thought it would be more fun if my first experience in a dynasty, let alone an online one with 32 users who have a lot more experience with me at this, would be just doing it blind. All right, because look, in Madden it's different. In Madden, I know the tricks of the trade. I have played Madden for over a decade. I know how it works developing players. I know how it works, working the game on the franchise side, as far as, working the salary cap and working free agency, all that stuff, developing players. And I got that all down. So in this game, I am the complete opposite. And if you played NCAA or college football, you probably already know what I'm screwing up as I'm doing it. I don't know, but, we'll figure it out, I suppose. Maybe you guys will let me know in the comment section. And as of I'm recording this video, it's week 5, I think, in our dynasty, and I'll show you guys the first 3 weeks of the season. And I actually already screwed something up before the season started, because I forgot to do scouting during week 0, because I didn't know week 0 was a thing. All right, my team had a bye, I didn't show up, I didn't log into the game, but apparently week 0, pretty important to try to get in there and, get some recruiting done and throw some scholarships out, whatever it may be. So I'm kind of trying to make up for lost time by just throwing scholarships at the wall of dudes and sending the house, literally. I'm engage-aiding on all these recruits. And, I'm going for the big fish. I'm going for 3 stars. I'm like, yo, you guys want to get at me, you can get at me. We can get some 1 stars at any time. That's my mindset. I'm like, we miss out on the 3 stars, we'll get the 1 stars at some point. They can have a scholarship or something if everybody turns down our scholarships. I don't even know I get these scholarships back once I offer them, all right? I promise you I know down little about the game. But, as far as the team that we are inheriting, our team's alright. I mean, it's not the worst team. There's definitely worse overall teams than the Rice Owls. The Rice Owls might actually be one of the better 1-star teams out there, especially since they have a 98 speed wide receiver who is a freshman. Shout out to my boy, I think it's Drayden Dickman. I know his last name is definitely Dickman. You can't forget that one, right? That's an unforgettable last name, and he will be our star receiver, even though he is a freshman, because, look, man, 98 speed is 98 speed at the end of the day. So he immediately gets elevated to wide receiver 1 on the depth chart, and we will use and abuse Dickman as much as we possibly can. We will gradually introduce the rest of our roster as we hop into our week 1 game. You guys will be able to see them in action. We're going against Sam Houston. I promise you, I have no idea what this school is and what their name is. They are the Bearcats with a K. That is kind of crazy to me. I don't think there is a Bearcat with a K in the animal society, but apparently we are facing the Bearcats with a K, and they even got their own claw in the stands. We are playing away for week 1 and week 2, so yeah, man. And most importantly, this is actually a user game that we are playing. Not all of these games in this online dynasty are going to be user games. Just the nature of NCAA, you're not going to get 12 user games. So we are probably going to be playing half of our games against the CPU, which I normally skim over, but we will embrace the CPU experience for this online dynasty because it is part of what is going on as we officially get underway with the Rice Owls. Our dynasty started with the recruiting, but now we put our team on the field for the first time as we run a little jet sweep. Kobe Campbell, he'll be our slot receiver out there. Dickman will be out wide. We also got a 6'5" wide receiver. Oh, the Dickman with the spin move. Look at him saucing up Sam Houston. Those cats cannot get a claw on the Dickman as we go down low to our running back, Alexander. He's able to kind of fall forward, get half an inch, maybe. Chase Jenkins with the takeoff. Chase Jenkins is a mobile quarterback, so I really like him as our quarterback of the present and the future, so that's why he gets the day 1 star, and he can make a throw like that. Touchdown, Kobe! Balling out in the rain, on the road. Our Rice Owls have no fear. How about marching downfield for a touchdown in less than 3 minutes to make a statement? Now, my opponent's using Sam Houston. This is also a one-star team. Like I said, everybody's taking over one-star team. So any user game we play is not going to be a team that's going to be a high overall. And pretty much every team in our conference is not going to be a high overall team. So, therefore, we have a chance to legitimately compete in this Mountain West division and even conference in general. But maybe not if we play defense like this. A die crib call. Jet sweep, get used to that. I'm sure there will be a ton of those in college football. There's already a lot of those in Madden. They work even better in CFB, so I'm sure the people who can't pass, which is a lot of people, will use and abuse those jet touch passes. So, yeah, man, early points going on. Defense might not be optional in today's game, man. It might be turned off, might be mandatory. We shall see. I mean, I'd like it to be turned off for this drive while we are on offense. We get Dean Connors running that rock. Now we go Alexander. No, it's Chase Jenkins on the read option. And look, man, that's what Chase brings to the table. He's got that mobility to his game as we run a little fake jet sweep. Looking down the field. Got a man wide open. That is, one of our bruising tight ends. We have 2 tight ends on this roster. Neither of them are noteworthy. So, look, man, they're just placeholders for now, but if that dude can make some big truck sticks like that, we can talk about him a little bit more as Alexander is spinning and winning. Welcome to the end zone, kid. Dalen Alexander. We learn about his name now. That's how you make your name on this team. You got to make big plays. I don't know who you are until you put something on the film, all right? So, Dalen, I like you all day to be our running. I'm gonna say our running back 1 because Connor is pretty good as well. But 1B, all right. If you can make plays like that, I like you. As we have some play action hit on the throw, pass rush getting in there. Our defensive line is probably the weakest part of this team. We're probably not gonna get pass rushes a lot of the time when we send 3-4 traditionally. Our secondary also pretty weak, but we have a couple of players that are all right, including one dude fresh. You see him with the star under his name, so shout out to him. Not a lot of people on this team have stars under their name, so I appreciate anybody that brings a pulse to this squad. And then, of course, the linebacking core is also pretty weak. You know, the front 7 in general is just nothing to write home about, but we will try our best, and that's all I can promise you. I will try my best, and I will learn on the fly. I will try to get better. And right now, we are trying to learn how to play defense. It's definitely easier said than done. As 3rd down and inches, this will be an easy first down for Gentry. He will skirt just outside of the red zone. There's Fresh making a swat. You love to see it. Let's show some resistance. 2nd down. This is a die underneath, and goodbye. That man is a problem in the open field. I cannot make a tackle on him to save my life. And he's waving us bye-bye. It is the 2nd quarter in a tie game. That feels a little insulting. But look, we'll have to figure out what to do with Adaye. Put all of our attention on him because clearly this is the guy my opponent is trying to feed as much as we are trying to feed Dickman. As we get a nice return here with Kobe Campbell sneaking to the 25-yard line, but that definitely had some potential. Here's Alexander who got a touchdown run on the last drive. He'll get a first down run here. A little speed option into the action. Now we run the counter. Alexander, solid gain. We'll definitely take that. You'll notice I have chew clock on for the entire first half, and that was an intentional strategy because my opponent was talking about how he wanted to run a lot of hurry up and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's slow the pace of this game down a little bit. And by the way, it is 7-minute quarters in this dynasty. That's the way it's going to be for all user games, all online or offline games, or CPU, whatever you want to call it, as we hit up the seams. That's a missile. That is a touchdown. We're camping in the end zone with Kobe. This is quite the debut. We thought Dickman would be the wide receiver 1, the guy that would steal all the headlines, but Kobe, I mean, he's bringing the thunder to this rainstorm right now as we have 1:55 left in the half. This is not going to work out too well on the kick return, and let's see what Sam Houston has to respond. Can the Bearcats play in the rain? Because our Rice Owls right now are looking pretty swell, it must be said. Man on the run and gonna get taken down here. Let's see who can play some defense. Is it the Owls? Do we have a pulse? 3rd down. Okay, probably not. That was a perfect pass right there, and Look, man, in a rain game, you're thinking somebody's going to miss a pass at some point, but both quarterbacks have been on target, on time, all game long. That will continue here, but for a minimal gain. Third down on the drive, 50 seconds to go in the half, clean pocket, down low, first down, Smith juking, Smith getting cracked and getting down at the 40-yard line. Ooh. That was spooky. Don't do that again, because then we'll actually have to talk about defense being played correctly. Another third down on the drive. Can we finally get the stop? It's a run, very surprisingly, and a run that's not going to get too far. And surprisingly, my opponent decides he's going to go for a field goal. The reason why I say I'm surprised, this is a 54-yard field goal, and this is college football 25, all right? We all know how crazy that kicking meter is, so the fact that my opponent decided to settle for 3 there, insane. I don't know if he's thinking Madden-wise, that's like, yeah, that's a good idea, but it's definitely not a good idea in college to settle for a field goal unless you are inside your 10-yard line, probably, especially in the rain. Like, that was insane. So that's appreciative because, I mean, that saved us from giving up free 3 points. That dude was probably going to walk in there. He had 2 timeouts and played that really conservatively. And now, third down, we're putting our foot on his neck. Oh, no. That's not a first down, though. Hold on a second. That's not a first down. Can we get a real defensive stop? Because I don't consider that play at the end of the half a defensive stop. And we're absolutely not going to get it here because he goes no huddle. And it was either we burn a timeout or we just give up the first down because we were stuck in a 3-down lineman set. And I was like, you know what? Let's just hold on to our timeouts for now. It's a 1-possession game. We might need them down to the wire. You know, it's a 4th down and 1. Oh, baby, that's an interception. So fresh and so clean. That's what I like to see. You gotta put something on tape for us to talk about you. And my boy Fresh, he might be the Fresh Prince out there. Jenkins under pressure, drifting away, and Skies, one of our, I believe he's our wide receiver 4, actually, making the catch right there. Shout out to him, getting some action in that spread look. Design run. The chase is on to see who can tackle Jenkins. No one really can. Jenkins gives himself up. Third down, another speed option. Shovel at the last second. Skating away from the pack. Alexander's done it again. On the same play, we find some success, a lot of success. And Dalen Alexander, look, I thought we would be playing a lot more of Connors, but if I was just going to put Alexander into some of these spread looks, some of these pure shotgun passing looks, because he's a faster running back. But if he's playing like this, as a pure runner, he's definitely going to steal a lot of snaps away from the established starter Connor. As, look, man, we are actually showing a pulse defensively. I don't want to jinx it, but we're playing some defense for real, for real. To the point where on 4th down, my opponent decides it's actually a better idea to punt the ball instead of go for it. That is a big win for us, because I did not know if it was possible for us to get a stop. It truly is, and now let's see if he can get a stop, because we have been playing fantastically on offense as we wind down the 3rd quarter. The goal is to chew some clock on this drive, and if we can get a field goal, it's a 3-possession game, and of course a touchdown as well. But, you know, we walk ourselves down the field. That is the goal, and we are certainly doing that. Yeah, no first down. 3rd and inches. Cannot risk that hit. Speed option one more time. Alexander away for the first down. All day for Alexander and all night. What a spin. Pirouetting to perfection. Night, night, Sam Houston. Go to bed. It's wraps. Curtains. See you later. The Rice Owls are making some noise for real. Oh, wow. In our first game, I did not think we would be doing all of this, disrespecting a divisional opponent on the road. And, you know, we talk about, you know, this Mountain West that we are in. I talked about how it's split up in 2 different divisions. Sam Houston is in our division, right? There's Division 1 and Division 2. We are in Division 2 with Sam Houston. So we're going to be playing, you know, the 3 users that are in our division. There's 3 users that are in Division 1 as well. And yeah, man, this is a huge win because these conference games matter a lot. They are heavily weighted in college football. So, you know, our schedule is heavy with just conference games to start off the year. So to start off the year is actually really important for us. Like, it's actually more important to start off strong than to finish strong for us. Is Kobe Campbell with that little joystick. I like that, bro. A little stop and go. That man is cooking, man. We have not really gotten Dickman involved. you know, we're talking about all these stars offensively. Jenkins, Alexander, Kobe, even Connor's getting a little sneak in there, trying to get a touchdown as we put this game away. 2nd down and goal. Just going to run a little wildcat here and try to chew some clock real quick. We're not really in a kneel down situation, so we're still going to run a little bit of offense and score one more touchdown. Why not? Connors, get yourself on the board, baby. But yeah, we have not even gotten the ball to Dick Man, which is crazy because he's supposed to be the focal point of our offense. 98 speed, and we didn't even use him in what is right now a 28-point game with 1:21 remaining. Now, we talk about all this stuff, but I mean, you know, the on-the-field product is half the battle, right? The recruiting is the other half, and that's a big half because we have a pretty solid product right now, but if we mess up the recruiting, who knows how bad it can get down the road for us. So, you know, stick skill, pure stick skill, not exactly the primary focus in these online dynasties. So it's cool, but we don't want to overexcite ourselves for a game like this. So I'm not trying to temper you guys' expectations or anything like that, but at the same time I am, because I'm just like, you know, like, don't get too excited because I have no idea what's coming down the road. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure I want to know what's coming down the road as far as how the recruiting's gonna play out, you know, what other people are doing in this league with their recruiting. They definitely would have a leg up on me, and what kind of teams they might build compared to me, who knows, right? Like, low-key, we might have to jump ship from the Rice Owls in year 1 because I have screwed up this franchise or this program so badly. Low-key, keep that low-key. 3 seconds to go here. Let's see if he can get a cheap touchdown before the end of the game. Rolling out, that is not going to happen. No, sir. And that is going to wrap up our week 1 game. So the next 2 games we are going to play are both going to be CPU games. We have a heavy dosage of CPU games to start off our season, but like I said, since half our games for this entire online dynasty every season are going to be CPU games, we are going to, you know, invest in the CPU games more than we do normally for the Madden franchise, because the Madden franchise, it's normally only playing CPU when like someone is not able to show up, which is rare. And, you know, I'm like, I don't want to play the CPU. But now we kind of got to embrace playing the CPU and sweat playing the CPU because we don't really got a good team. So we're going to have to battle for it. And, yeah, man, checking out some of the stats, we'll see what we bring to the table for some week 2 action. And now we go back to the recruiting stage before we prepare for our week 2 matchup. It'll be against UNLV. So we have 100 hours to work with this week, and we're going to continue our strategy of sending the house and throwing out scholarships out there. Scouting, I feel like, is not really necessary because if we want to get these guys, we just got to send the house, literally. 3-star recruits are probably not going to want to come to Rice. So that's what I'm going to put my focus on, and like I said, we swing and we miss on these guys. We're going to get the 1-star guys that we were going to get anyways at the end of the day. The guys that are just looking to play D1 ball and are like, all right, I guess Rice is accepting something. You know, we'll see if this works. It might not. I have a feeling it's not. Like, I don't know the outcome yet, but, you know, I'm just doing this and we're going to roll with the punches. So you see some of these guys, we're like the 4th school on their list. I'm hoping that we send a house and we send them a scholarship that will, you know, make them feel a little bit better about the Rice Owls. So we had 100 hours to work with, and mainly just sending out scholarships. So we are in the 20s out of 35 scholarships that we can send out as a school. So we're getting there as far as sending out the scholarships, and we'll see how that all shakes out. Of course, that's down the road. We'll find out about if anybody locks in, anybody wants to join the Rice Owls down the road. I'm sure we'll find out in the next couple of weeks if anybody accepts our offer and we can get any of these big-time 3-star recruits. And I say big-time 3-star recruits because there's 0 shot we're going to get a 5-star, right? Or a 4-star. 5 stars, I think, are really rare. 4 stars are also, you know, pretty uncommon, and they're going to go to, you know, top schools, right? They're going to go to Clemson or Michigan or something like that, right? They're not going to come to the Rice Owls, all right? There's schools in Houston that have a better chance than our Rice Owls, who are also located in Houston. So, yeah, man, we're going against UNLV. They have some unique offensive formations in their playbook that we're going to have to deal with. You see these 2 running backs flanking the quarterback that, you know, it's an awkward formation, and we'll just have to deal with it the best way that we can, as that's a 3rd down given up by our defense. Here's the run outside, and right now we're getting shredded. So this is going to be the first CPU game that we play. The next 2 games, like I said, are going to be CPU games, and then our week 4 game, I believe, is against Hawaii, who is a user. So for now, you know, we got to lock in against the CPU and figure out, you know, what the Heisman difficulty CPU is all about in College Football 25, which I mean, they kind of dog walked us down the field, but we are able to hold the door, and I'll take that as a win, man. Our first drive against the CPU, and we can hold them to a field goal after getting dog walked. That is cool with me, but let's see what the challenge is offensively. Now, of course, when we have 98 speed Dickman, I'm going to try to lob it to him whenever I can when he has any space, right? He's one-on-one. Though we do have to hit the middle of the field when it's open like that. Colby Campbell building off of his impressive week 1 performance as we put Dickman on the jet sweep, and we get swept up instead. All right, blocking was not great on that one, so maybe we will try to do better, fix something up with that. Shout out to McNeil for having no hands. 3rd down and 12. That floater is caught. Skies. Once again, that wide receiver 4. We're in this spread look, and we have 4 receivers. Even though that dude looks like a tight end, he's like 6'4". He is a wide receiver. Just some big dudes are on this team as we swerve it outside on 3rd down, moving the chains. Daylon Alexander continuing to make moves in this offense. Chase Jenkins in for the touchdown. They're all chasing Jenkins right now, and they can't catch him. That was a nice drive put together, and once again, it just did not happen with our 98 speedster, right? We still have not even unlocked him in this offense, but we are able to move the ball, so that's promising. That's a good thing, right? Because that will happen, trust me, man. We will get the ball to a 98 speed guy at some point in these games, as once again, UNLV putting our defense to the test, and we're not exactly passing these tests right now. Down low, that is caught, but wow, they gave him really generous forward progress. All right, I bet if that was me, it would have been like 2nd down and 7, but let's keep it pushing as UNLV at the 26. Now in the red zone, now in the end zone. Defense is pretty tough, right? We figured it out a little bit against Sam Houston last week, and trying to figure it out here. Yeah, we are falling behind the curve, it must be said. So, will we have to keep up offensively? I hope not, because at some point, Heisman CPU, probably like all Madden CPU, gonna cheat us out as we bomb it away. There's the Dickman, penetrating the defense, in for the touchdown. A 1-play score for Drayden Dickman. There we go. Like I said, we were going to figure that out at some point, and especially the CPU, man, they're not going to think, oh yeah, I got to put somebody over the top all game long. They're going to give us our one-on-one shots for sure, so we just got to be opportunistic when they come, but also not, you know, feed into that too much and get too bright-eyed and take away our eye on the prize as far as the rest of the players on our team. 3rd down and 15, screen pass here, and that's not going to work out, so we actually get a stop. And we force a punt. That is great. And let's see if our offensive performance continues, because we were playing really well offensively last week, and I'm just using the normal Rice playbook offensively. We are allowed to use custom playbooks in this league, but honestly, like, the custom playbook sounds overwhelming, especially in college, man. 7-minute quarters. I feel like you want to simplify the offense a lot, so we are just going to rock the Rice playbook for as long as we need to, which right now, it's working out pretty well for us, man. We got a couple of looks that we like, and they've been panning out well so far. Here we go. Connors. Yeah, he's not exactly as shifty as Alexander. He's just more of a bruising back. So we got to balance them whenever we may need it. Look at Chase Jenkins escaping the pocket on 3rd down. The maneuverability of Chase Jenkins showing its value in this offense. That time, yeah, got a little bit too bright-eyed right there. So 2nd down, we'll put the jet sweep to the test. Dickman in for his 2nd touchdown of the game. 10 seconds remaining in the first half. That is as well executed of a drive you can ask for at the end of the first half. And we got our jet sweep game down. Our young quarterback is playing a lot better than we could have ever expected, man. We touched on it a little bit where, you know, both quarterbacks last week were throwing dots in the rain. You know, Chase Jenkins, he is the lower overall, right? I don't even remember the name of the guy who's the higher overall on our team, but, you know, we are not even thinking about putting him on the field now. Chase Jenkins is going to play like this. He's a youngster, and, you know, as long as we're at Rice, Chase Jenkins to Drayden Dickman, that's going to be our connection. Okay, maybe we gassed him up a little bit too much. He just overthrew an open 1st down disguise, but oh my goodness, Percy with the interception. He's the purse snatcher away from the quarterback. It's a pick going for 6. Josh Percy, welcome to the big stage. You know what we do. When you make a play, then we know who you are. Josh Percy salute to you, my guy. You made a name for yourself. So that's a big time pick six, gives us a 17-point lead, and so a great sign of defense, because if we can play some defense against the CPU, that takes a lot of pressure off of being damn near perfect offensively, and we can just play our game at the rhythm, at the pace that we want to play, rather than playing at the Heisman CPU's pace. And especially now that it's a 17-point game, we definitely have some control over our fate, and you know, we can try to slow the pace of this game down and just limit possessions from here on out. As right now, UNLV putting together a good drive. The Rebels feeling rebellious, but they are down a lot, so they're definitely going to need to cap this drive off with the touchdown, which they almost do on this run. First down and goal at the 2. It feels like a touchdown is inevitable, and there it is, middle of the field. That is caught, and that was a little bit too quick for my blood. But at the same time, you know, we just got a pick six. So you call it a net even. It's a 10-point game. And now we will try to work some clock on this drive offensively, though. If my boy Drayden is one-on-one, we got to lob him the ball. But let's see if Alexander and Connors can run the ball here and work some clock. Our running game has been all right so far, man. No complaints about it. You know, the offensive line is probably the strong suit of these Rice Owls, right? There's a bunch of seniors that are all around an 80 overall as we lob it up. Dickman with the pace. Oh, baby, he's gone again. Drayden Dickman. He is just unfair out here. We're playing against one-star colleges. No one has a cornerback that can keep up with 98 speed. Even if the man's like a 67 overall, it doesn't matter. Speed is speed at the end of the day. And, you know, we're willing to lob that over the top all game long, all season long. And the kid's a freshman, right? So yeah, as long as we're here, get used to it. Wyatt with the interception here. All right, the defense is turning up as we start the fourth quarter. We're up by 17, forcing another turnover in this second half. And, I mean, at this point, we have one hand on the dub right now. We just don't want to have a catastrophic collapse as we pitch it outside. Alexander not going to get the first down. Kicking a field goal to go up 20 instead of 17 is not really that significant. So I'd rather go for the fourth down, and it's caught, but it's not in bounds for the first down. Look, man, in college, you only got to get 1 foot in. So McNeil, I have him as our wide receiver too, but look, man, to be quite frank to you guys, he's pissing me off a little bit. Like, McNeil, he's 6'5". Like, I'm hoping he uses this big frame to, like, box out defenders to make catches. He doesn't. He drops them, as Percy drops an interception right there. Yo, our defense is balling out. Once again, we've made the adjustments in the second half. Do not put your hands in the cookie jar. Not even the CPU, man. Not even the Heisman CPU will get away with it. But, yeah, man, McNeil's pissing me off, but we'll keep him at wide receiver too. If things get crazy, then, you know, I'll try to find somebody else on the depth chart, but there aren't really many other options, right? We kind of got what we got, right? We can't go into free agency and sign somebody. This is college. We kind of got what we got. So, yeah, man, we got the 17-point win over UNLV. Once again, our team getting stronger as the game goes on, and we already start these games off pretty well. So that's, I mean, it's a lot more promising than I thought, man. I really just loaded up this game. I haven't really played college football in weeks. And we started up this league as soon as Madden came out. So I was playing Madden a lot, just played college football, hoping for the best. And I was like, man, if I get my butt kicked, it's all good. Because, like, this league, I'm just truly here for the vibes, to have fun, to learn Dynasty, kind of be a noob at this whole thing if you want to use some, like, 2012 terminology. But so far, so good, man. Drayden Dickman, player of the week against UNLV. Well earned. I believe he had 3 touchdowns on the day, 162 yards. So yeah, man. You know, Kobe was the star last week, and now it's Drayden. Chase Jenkins has been engineering it all. Shout out to Alexander in the wings. You know, he plays the way he has. He might get a player of the week at some point, too. So before we hop into our week 3 matchup, you know, just looking at these coaching trees, I have no idea what to do with my coaching points. So I don't want to spend them yet because, like, you know, 15 to, like, get the basic upgrade. I don't know where to go to head coach or offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. Our defensive coordinator is D-, so I'm thinking we might have to fire the guy. But our defense is playing all right, so maybe, you know, he's better than I thought. But I don't know where to spend these coaching points at, and then I opened up that menu, and I got even more confused because I thought it was just, like, the little spider graph, and then there's, like, a whole drop-down menu behind it, so yeah, man. We'll figure that out maybe next time. But for now, let's cap cap off this video with our home opener. We're finally in Houston to play some football. The Rice Owls in front of their faithful. Hoot hoot, baby. It's time to ball out and see if we could start the season 3-0. We're going against Utah State today. They are 1-2 to start the season. It looks like they had a week 0 game on their schedule because, you know, that's why they have 3 games in already. Like I said, man, week 0 was something that I had no idea about. I didn't show up. I didn't do scouting. I just like, all right, week 0 is week 0, man. There might be like one game. Like, I don't know, this is like the game that gets played in Ireland or some random place, right? As we are escaping with Chase Jenkins. And I gotta say, man, Chase Jenkins, look at him go. A first down and green grass to work with. Jenkins, fearless, taking a hit on and going out of bounds after a gain of 36 yards. The offensive line holds up well, and then on top of that, we can escape with Jenkins. Like, I feel like a lot of offensive lines are not good, as we are in with Daylon Alexander again. That time off the reception, little check down. Everybody goes, you know, pretty much ran 4 verts and just hit the running back underneath, and everybody carried those receivers upfield, so they kind of slept on Daylon, so... yeah, man. You know, like I said, the offensive line is like a weakness for a lot of teams. So the fact that it's actually a strength for us, at least for this year, is cool. I'm sure next year we're going to get humbled, but I'm going to enjoy it while we can, right? I mean, at least against like Utah State, I'm sure we go against better colleges, then, you know, this offensive line's going to look like mush out there, but... look, we will enjoy it while we can, and, you know, for the most part, teams like Utah State are going to be the teams that we are playing this season, so... you know, this is our level of competition. We're not going to be going against Bama. We don't have any top 25 schools on our schedule for this year, or, you know, probably not even anybody in the top 50, I would say, right? So, yeah, I know top 50 is not possible. Like, if it was a thing, we wouldn't have a top 50 team. Let's just put it like that. So, Utah on the move. Once again, we are sleeping on the opening drive, and Utah State is literally running hurry up every single play, and this drove me crazy until they eventually scored a touchdown. So shout out to the Utes for just going lightning speed downfield. That was not something I expected, and like I couldn't switch the defense much. You know, I couldn't switch my read option defense to change the read key to play the quarterback and, you know, let the running back go. The quarterback kept running read options all drive long. I was like, man, do I call timeout? This is high-key annoying. And now we throw an interception. They did all of that, and we throw an interception on our first play of offense. So we might be on tilt a little bit here, which is unfortunate, man, because we want to win in front of our home crowd, but there's no huddle the entire game. It's going to drive me crazy against the CPU. In fact, it already has. So please, let's get a stop on 3rd down in inches, the run up the gut, first down, and... you know they're going to go no huddle. Wait, hold on a second. They actually huddled up for the first time all game long. And for good reason, because they can get this play out. So they can get a gain of 8 yards, and they're going to go back to their thing. So there are some colleges that if you play against their CPU, they're just programmed to run no huddle all game long. And Utah State is one of them, right? UNLV was not, but these boys, man, they spam no huddle. But, oh, look at this. We blocked the kick up the gut. Matumbo with the finger wag. No, not today. My boy Matumbo. Yeah, that's hilarious. That out of all the people that blocked the kick, I couldn't tell you that dude's first name. My life depended on it. I don't know what, if he's a left end or a defensive tackle or what, but yeah, man. He made a name for himself, man. Matumbo might have to get you more playing time if you're not getting enough, because that was impressive, and that's how you impress us here at Rice. You just got to do something on the field. We put you on the field, you got to make a play. But if you don't make a play like McNeil, then that's how you make a name for yourself in the wrong way, and you piss us off, and you might end up riding the pine and never, you know, recovering from that. 3rd down 20, offensively, we actually collapsed a little bit. Oh, but hold on a second. We might have just gotten a generous gift. If that's roughing the kicker, that is a free first down for us. Let's see. If it's running into... oh, that's roughing. So that is going to be an automatic first down for us. 15-yard penalty. And what a gift that was, because we got boxed up on that series. And now we get some new life to work with. But we're not really making the most of this opportunity. Missing a check down. It's 3rd down and 8. Jenkins drop back going. Alexander sliding for the catch. That was a tight window throw to a running back. Not a good idea, to be honest, but it worked out for us as Kobe. Man, he is like a video game player out there, just juking, jiving. Feels like he has 99 acceleration out there. Now we get down to the 1. Connors, untouched, out the Wildcat, in for the touchdown. Shout out Dean. And yeah, man, I just came out on Wildcat. I was like, I'm just going to put my head down. We got a big bruising running back. I like his odds to just run somebody over. Didn't even need to do that. So we capitalize off of some fortunate stuff right now. Right, we blocked the kick. We got a roughing the punters. So the Heisman CPU, they're treating us fair, man. I gotta say, man, the Heisman CPU is not like the all Madden CPU. They're not like cheating, man. Like, they're making it a tough game, but it doesn't feel like we're getting cheated completely. I mean, there's some plays where it's just like, what are you gonna do? But that happens when you play online too. Like, there's a lot of games online you play where it's like, man, when am I gonna get the break? Woe me, right? But I feel like we're kind of distributing the wealth equally between our Rice Owls and the Utes, where it's like, yeah, they might be getting some breaks, but so are we. So I'm cool with that, man, because we can just play heads up ball. I like our shot. So minute 5 left here. We're gonna try to put together a drive, hopefully get a 2-possession lead before the end of the first half. Lobbing, underthrown, and Dickman makes the adjustment, hauls it in, down to the 12. We work the clock down, 23 seconds left. Jenkins, clean pocket, gets it off somehow to Alexander, who steps out of bounds, a yard short of the first down, 3 yards short of the end zone. Connor cannot get in. We're gonna go no huddle. I like our chance to put our head down. We only have 1 timeout. It's 3rd down and 1, out the Wildcat and shut down. Not even getting the first down. Timeout, Rice. Oh, this is a huge decision here, and eventually we're going to take the delay of game. I didn't like the look that they came out in, and honestly, I didn't really want to go for that 4th down. We had the field goal to make it a 2-possession lead. Now, obviously, we have to make the field goal. Even a chip shot is easier said than done in college. Thankfully, we haven't really had any kicking woes. We did miss a PAT last week, but that was more so a little bit of lack of focus from myself. But as far as kicking field goals, I'm trying to limit the amount of times we kick field goals as much as I possibly can, because that stuff's not easy, and I'm just not trying to miss field goals, because that's just missed opportunities, right? I'd rather go for it on 4th down than deal with that kicking meter swinging wildly, and the way the ball is lined up on the hashes along with the arrow, it just feels like it's such an inaccurate read. Like, the kicking meter is already hard with how much it swings around, but I feel like the arrow is just not accurate. So it's just like, I just don't like the kicking meter. I don't even think it's like a good challenge. Like, I think it's just like not greatly programmed at the same time along with a challenge, which is like, I'm okay with the kicking meter being hard, right? It should be hard in college. It's just like, it's kind of OD with the way the arrow is. Stevens with an interception, his 2nd game in a row with 1, and this is going for a touchdown. The Rice Owls defense, shut down. Hey. You're doing the Heisman, AJ Stevens? Look, we learned your first name now, AJ, but let's not do the Heisman in week 3. For the Rice Owls, like, I need some chill. I definitely need some chill right there. Don't put a target on your back. Don't put a target on this program's back. We are just trying to slide under the radar right now to a nice 3-0 start. That should have been a user pick right there. They put their hands in the cookie jar and got away with it, so this is a pretty much the same exact situation as last week, where we have the 17-point lead in the 3rd quarter against the CPU, and, it's all about making them work downfield, and then when we get the ball offensively, it's about working clock and shortening the game as much as possible, because I'm trying to get out of here ASAP. I'm not trying to, play silly games with the CPU. You play silly games, you win silly prizes. So, unfortunately, that time, we played good coverage, just pass rushers not get in there. We played coverage defense, and that's what happens sometimes. And once again, man, feeling a little disrespected. They keep going on my user and getting away with it, man. Like, CPU, they got the antidote, I guess, as they eventually get in for the touchdown, run it in with ease. And you'll notice, like, I'm not really mixing up my defensive play calls that much, just because, like, I feel like if I can run what works against the computer, like, I'm not going to switch it up out there. There's no rules about, what you got to do against the computer, how many coverages you got to call. So, I'm not going to call it lazy, but I'm just going to run what works right now. I'm going to run what's comfortable for me, and, we're just going to run our AA gap defense, and primarily just play coverage out of it, as Alexander breaking the tackle here. 2nd and 1, that's cool, man. That gives us a chance to chew more clock. We are actually looking to pass here, rolling out. We'll run it. Chase Jenkins, easy 1st down, got a block. Of course, McNeil doesn't block, bro. Why would he do anything positive on this team? Wow, we got away from that defender, even though our running back decided he wasn't going to block. the jet sweep blocking in this game is bizarre to me because it feels like the running backs just abandoned the man right in front of them at the last second. And, you know, that caught me off guard a couple of times. I was like, what the hell? Like, you know, you're naturally expecting the guy right in front of you to get blocked, but they always go to like the second level to find like the free safety or something like that for no reason. So, you know, we made the adjustment eventually, but it's still just really, really awkward. So, second down, we're absolutely clocking the hell out of these boys right now. It's third down, true clock is on. That's another chain mover. We got Connor in the game right now just so we can get these, you know, extra yards. Fall forward and absolutely demolish a man. We're getting a lot of second down and inches plays that are really helping us because those are easy chain movers, though. As I say that, now it's going to be second down and 5 because we got a false start, which is crazy. I don't even think we were in 5 seconds left of the play clock. Doesn't matter. Connor, first down, touchdown. Hey, that man's making the Dean's List right now. Dean Connors, he said, I know you like Delon, but don't forget about me. And performances like this will make sure that we get both running backs involved. I like our, you know, ground and pound, man. We got, you know, our lightning and thunder, right? If you want to call it that, with Connors and Alexander's. Wyatt, again, his second game with an interception. So Wyatt and Stevens both performing well against the CPU. We put Wyatt in their sub linebacker position. He's performing well. So you love to see it. You definitely love to see it as Connor just going to run this Wildcat, get a first down, and now we can officially chew clock and take this to the end of the game. So that'll do it, man. We are 3-0 right now. We have a nice establishment with Rice on the field, and we will see what we can do with our recruiting and see if we could build Rice up not only for the present but the future. But this is the end of the first episode of our online dynasty, our first dynasty series. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are enjoying the ride as I am familiarizing myself with this game, with this mode, just learning it all, soaking it all in, just having fun, man. We're just trying to create good vibes at the end of the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like on this video if you guys did. If you guys want to see more of this Dynasty series, for sure, show this some love as we check out the stats from our game against the Utes. And on that note, I will catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching, and see you for week 4 for a user game against Hawaii.